by 2 years till March 2028. Electric two-wheelers are used by a large number of people. The terminal date for the subsidies has also been extended by another 3 months till 31st July of 2026. The phased manufacturing program is used to determine subsidy levels for various categories of electric vehicles. It encourages indigenous production of automobiles. Considering the supply chain issues due to the West Asia crisis, the PMP guidelines for trucks and buses has been relaxed by 6 months. Now, the new date of 1st September 2026 has been given. The ministry is also making efforts to improve the resilience of the supply chain. And for this, the issue of rare earth magnets has been highlighted. As you would know that with a total budgetary outlay of 7280 crores, the rare earth permanent magnet manufacturing scheme was notified by the ministry. This targets establishment of 6,000 MTPA of domestic integrated manufacturing capacity. Recently, on 7th April, a pre-bid conference was held. The tenders have been floated, RFP has been floated on the CPP portal, and more than 25 prospective bidders attended the meeting. For supply chain issues, the ministry is in constant touch with the automobile industry and are making appropriate efforts to address the same.
Thank you. And now we move to Sujata, Petroleum Ministry.
नमस्कार। वेस्ट एशिया प्रॉब्लम के चलते हमारी एलपीजी सप्लाईज अफेक्ट हुई हैं, जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, परंतु भारत सरकार का ये प्रयत्न रहा है कि आम जनता को कम से कम परेशानी हो। इसके चलते डोमेस्टिक एलपीजी कंज्यूमर्स को एलपीजी सिलेंडर की सप्लाई इंश्योर की गई है और हमारी एलपीजी डोमेस्टिक एलपीजी सप्लाई नॉर्मल है। किसी भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर पर कोई ड्राई आउट रिपोर्टेड नहीं है। ऑनलाइन बुकिंग लगभग 99% तक पहुंच गई है। इसके अलावा डाइवर्जन को रोकने के लिए ओटीपी बेस एलपीजी डिलीवरी की जा रही है। इस संबंध में मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि ओटीपी सिर्फ रजिस्टर्ड मोबाइल नंबर पर आता है, तो अगर कंज्यूमर अगर ये कोड किसी और के साथ शेयर नहीं करता है तो ये कोड किसी और को पता नहीं चल सकता है। दूसरा, मार्केट के हिसाब से ओएमसीज ने सिचुएशन को एसेस करते हुए एक मिनिमम थ्रेशोल्ड फिक्स किया हुआ है। कहीं पर ये 85% है, कहीं पर ये 90% है। उसके ऊपर अगर कहीं पर भी डीएसी को बाईपास करना है तो स्टेट हेड या टेरिटरी लेवल ऑफिसर्स की परमिशन से ही हो पाता है। कमर्शियल सप्लाईज के संबंध में जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि 70% तक रेस्टोर की जा चुकी है and the measures have been taken to prevent supply chain disruptions, avoid shortages of essential goods and ensure continuity of industrial operation despite the ongoing global crisis. और अभी तक 14 मार्च से लगभग 1,82,900 टन कमर्शियल एलपीजी की सेल हुई है। 5 किलो के एफटीएल सिलेंडर्स की सेल को स्मूथ करने के लिए इसको आईडी बेस किया गया है और इस परचेज के लिए किसी एड्रेस प्रूफ की ज़रूरत नहीं है और इसमें स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स स्मूथ सप्लाई को इंश्योर कर रही हैं। और ये भी बताना चाहूँगी कि हमारी ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज़ ने अभी तक लगभग 3 अप्रैल से लगभग 3,450 अवेयरनेस कैंप किए हैं, जिसमें 40,000 से ज़्यादा सिलेंडर सेल हुए हैं और 23 मार्च से अब तक लगभग 13,30,000 5 किलो के सिलेंडर्स की सेल हुई है। नेचुरल गैस में भी डोमेस्टिक पीएनजी कंज्यूमर्स और सीएनजी व्हीकल्स को प्रोटेक्ट करते हुए 100% सप्लाई इंश्योर की गई है। फर्टिलाइज़र्स को लगभग 95% ऑफ देयर डिमांड सप्लाई की जा रही है। इसके अलावा स्कूल, कॉलेजेस, कोल्ड स्टोरेज, फूड प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्रीज़, फार्मा एक्सेट्रा को भी 100% सप्लाई करने की सीजीडीज़ को आदेश दिया गया है। एडिशनल एलपीजी भी कमर्शियल एलपीजी उन सभी स्टेट्स को दी जा रही है जो पीएनजी नेटवर्क के एक्सपेंशन में सहयोग दे रहे हैं और लगभग 21 स्टेट्स और यूनियन टेरिटरीज़ को ऑलरेडी ये एडिशनल एलपीजी की सप्लाई हो रही है। मार्च के महीने से अब तक लगभग 4,32,000 पीएनजी कनेक्शंस गैसीफाई किए गए हैं और 4,75,000 नए कंज्यूमर्स को भी रजिस्टर किया गया है। कल तक लगभग 31,700 पीएनजी कंज्यूमर्स जिनके पास एलपीजी कनेक्शन भी थे, उन्होंने अपने एलपीजी कनेक्शंस को सरेंडर किया है। रिटेल पेट्रोल और डीजल की सप्लाई नॉर्मल है और सभी रिटेल आउटलेट सामान्य कार्य हो रहा है और कहीं पर कोई ड्राई आउट रिपोर्टेड नहीं है और हमारी रिफाइनरीज भी ऑप्टिमम लेवल पर ऑपरेट कर रही हैं विद सफिशिएंट क्रूड इन्वेंट्रीज and domestic production of LPG has increased. At the same time, Government of India has issued allocation orders for C3, C4 for production of petrochemicals for certain departments और इसके लिए लगभग 800 टन पर डे का एलोकेशन किया गया है। डाइवर्जन, ब्लैक मार्केटिंग और होर्डिंग को रोकने के लिए स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से लगातार बातचीत चल रही है और रेगुलर मीटिंग्स भी की जा रही हैं। कल लगभग 2,250 रेड हुई हैं और अभी तक मार्च के महीने से अभी तक लगभग 1,000 एफआईआर्स हुई हैं और लगभग 238 लोग अरेस्ट भी हुए हैं। इसके अलावा ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज के सरप्राइज इंस्पेक्शन में भी 219 एलपीजी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स पर पेनल्टी इम्पोज की गई है और 26 एलपीजी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स को सस्पेंड भी किया गया है। आखिर में मैं यही कहना चाहूँगी कि भारत सरकार स्मूथ डिलीवरीज के लिए और प्रोडक्ट्स की अवेलेबिलिटी के लिए हर संभव प्रयत्न कर रही है, इसलिए कृपया अफवाहों पर विश्वास न करें और अपनी ज़रूरत के अनुसार ही पेट्रोल, डीजल और एलपीजी का क्रय करें। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू। शिपिंग मिनिस्ट्री।
नमस्ते। वर्तमान में पर्शियन गल्फ रीजन में सभी भारतीय सीफेरर सुरक्षित हैं। पिछले 24 घंटे में इंडियन फ्लैग्ड वेसल से संबंधित कोई इंसिडेंट की रिपोर्ट प्राप्त नहीं हुई है। जैसा कि पिछले दिनों बताया था, इंडियन फ्लैग्ड एलपीजी वेसल जग विक्रम ने 11 अप्रैल को क्रॉस किया था स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज को और इस वेसल पर करीब 20,400 मैट्रिक टन एलपीजी है और इसमें 24 सीफेरर ऑन बोर्ड हैं और इसके अब 14 अप्रैल को कांडला पहुंचने की संभावना है। डीजी शिपिंग कंट्रोल रूम में अब तक 6,073 कॉल्स तथा 12,870 के करीब ईमेल प्राप्त हुए हैं तथा पिछले 24 घंटे में 20 कॉल और 80 ईमेल प्राप्त हुए हैं। मिनिस्ट्री ने अब तक 2177 से अधिक भारतीय सीफेरर की सेफ रिपेट्रिएशन फैसिलिटेट की है। इनमें 93 सीफेरर को पिछले 24 घंटे में गल्फ के विभिन्न लोकेशन से वापस लाया है। भारत के सभी पोर्ट्स पर ऑपरेशन नॉर्मल हैं और किसी प्रकार के कंजेशन की रिपोर्ट प्राप्त नहीं हुई है। एक और फिगर है जो बैक टू टाउन कंटेनर होते हैं, जैसे कोई कंटेनर गया बट सम हाउ शिपिंग लाइन उसको लेके नहीं जा सकती, तो ऐसे अभी तक हमको 3383 कंटेनर प्राप्त हुए थे वेस्टर्न कोस्ट पे, तो उसमें से 3228 कंटेनर वापस चले गए हैं, तो हार्डली 155 कंटेनर्स हैं। तो दिस इज़ अ वेरी गुड फिगर कि सिर्फ 155 कंटेनर हैं, यानी कि जो पोर्ट पे कंजेशन है वो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है एंड वी आर एबल टू फैसिलिटेट द कंटेनर्स बैक टू टाउन। लास्ट में मंत्रालय, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर, इंडियन मिशंस तथा मैरीटाइम स्टेक होल्डर्स के साथ लगातार कोऑर्डिनेशन में है ताकि सी फेरर के वेलफेयर तथा अनइंटरप्टेड मैरीटाइम ऑपरेशन सुनिश्चित किए जा सके। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू। रणधीर जी।
Thank you, ma'am. On the directions of Prime Minister, we are strengthening our outreach to Gulf countries. Accordingly, External Affairs Minister visited the UAE from 11th to 12th April 2026. Just to give you an update on his visit, yesterday he called on the President of UAE and conveyed warm greetings of our Prime Minister and thanked him for ensuring the well-being of our community in the country. He also thanked him for his guidance on further strengthening the India-UAE comprehensive strategic partnership. External Affairs Minister also met with Crown Prince of Dubai, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense of UAE. During the call, External Affairs Minister conveyed the appreciation of Government of India for ensuring the welfare of the Indian community in Dubai. As you know, we have a large Indian community in Dubai, as also in the United Arab Emirates. On 11th April, External Affairs Minister had a conversation with the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of UAE. The conversation focused on the evolving regional situation and its implications. External Affairs Minister conveyed deep appreciation for ensuring the well-being of the Indian community in the UAE. He also expressed confidence that India-UAE comprehensive strategic partnership will advance further. A day before, External Affairs Minister also had a meeting with Indian community members. He spoke about GOI's efforts towards their well-being amidst the West Asian conflict. EM appreciated their contributions to the local society during these difficult times. As you are also aware, Petroleum Minister had earlier visited Qatar. That happened last week, and we have kept you updated on his visit. As also we had a Commerce Minister speaking to several of his counterparts in Gulf countries on various issues of mutual interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Asim ji.
Good afternoon. We continue to monitor developments in the Gulf and West Asia region. Our efforts are focused on ensuring the safety, security and welfare of the Indian community in the region. We are in regular touch with the state governments and union territories for sharing information and to align our efforts. Our dedicated special control room in the ministry is operational and is working in coordination with our missions. Our missions and posts are operating round-the-clock helplines and proactively assisting our citizens. They remain in close contact with the local governments. Updated advisories are being issued, including information related to local government guidelines, flight and travel situation, consular services, and various welfare measures being undertaken to support our community. They are actively engaged with the resident Indian community, including the various associations, organizations, professional bodies, Indian companies, and other stakeholders. Our missions are extending all assistance to the Indian crew members on vessels in the region, including coordination with local authorities and agencies, extending consular assistance, and facilitating requests for return to India. An update on the status of flights. Flights continue to operate from the region to India from countries where airspace is open. Since February 28th, around 927,000 passengers have traveled from the region to India. Airlines continue to operate limited non-scheduled commercial flights based on operational and safety considerations between UAE and India. Around 100 flights are expected to operate from the UAE to India today. Flights are operating from various airports in Saudi Arabia and Oman to different destinations in India. With the Qatar airspace partially open, Qatar Airways is expected to operate around 8 to 10 flights to India today. Kuwait airspace remains closed. Jazeera Airways of Kuwait and Kuwait Airways continue to operate non-scheduled commercial flights from Dammam Airport of Saudi Arabia to various destinations in India. Due to airspace closure, we continue to facilitate travel of Indian nationals from Kuwait through Saudi Arabia to India. Bahrain airspace is open. Gulf Air of Bahrain has announced that they are planning to start limited flight operations from Bahrain to India. Gulf Air is operating non-scheduled commercial flights from Dammam Airport of Saudi Arabia to various destinations in India. We continue to facilitate travel of Indian nationals from Bahrain through Saudi Arabia to India. Our embassy in Tehran has so far facilitated movement of 2,230 Indian nationals from Iran to Armenia and Azerbaijan for onward travel to India. This includes 987 Indian students and 657 Indian fishermen. Israel airspace is partially open with restricted flight operations. We continue to facilitate travel of Indian nationals from Israel through Jordan and Egypt to India. Iraq airspace is open. Iraqi Airways has started flights to India yesterday. We also continue to facilitate travel of Indian nationals from Iraq through Jordan and Saudi Arabia to India. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll take questions. First row. 67 and yes, you can. 67, 446, 262.
This is a question for Dr. Qureshi. Just wanted to understand, I believe the electric three-wheeler subsidy amount had been exhausted under PME Drive by about December. So what is the new allocation, and has it been already sought? Basically, is the PME Drive allocation for the new fiscal year being enhanced, or how is this going to be funded?
Hi, Sapna Das from CNBC TV 18. My question is to the Shipping Ministry. There is absolute lack of clarity on the state of Hormuz, and there is a talk of the US blockading it. So what's the status of our Indian flag vessels there? How many of them are there? How are you looking at the situation? And then to Petroleum Ministry, how does this really impact our energy security? Because that means that the kind of crisis that we're talking about, that still continues with crude oil again expected to touch new highs. So how all of this impacts us? And also to Mr. Qureshi, one question: could you come again on the kind of subsidy extension that you're talking about for three-wheelers and also to an extent for two-wheelers? Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
187, second row, and then we'll come to this side.
Ma'am, I am Akhilesh Suman from DD News. My question is with Sri Randhir Jaiswalji. Sir, there is a new situation in the whole West Asia. And US President Donald Trump has announced that he will stop all ships going in and coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, though the CENTCOM has also announced that it will not allow any ship through Iranian ports. Means it cannot go to Iranian port and no ship from Iranian port can come out. So it's a new situation. What is your reaction about it, and how it will impact India?
Hi, Sanjeev Chaudhary from Economic Times. Building on the questions which my colleagues have already asked, how does this blockade of Iranian ports, how does this exactly impact the crude and LPG which we have tied up with Iranian suppliers? Second, how many foreign flagged ships we have still, which are India bound and carrying energy, still stuck in the Persian Gulf? And third, what would be the current LPG output, domestic output, after we have started diverting 800 tons per day to petrochemicals? Thank you.
Hi, there are 2 oil tankers that are reaching 2 Indian ports. I wanted confirmation from the ministry whether they have landed, the crude that they're carrying, which countries are they originating from, and also how many more cargoes carrying Iranian oil can be expected to come into India.
Hi, Sukal from the Indian Express. My question is to Randhir sir. Building on what others have already asked about the so-called blockade of the Strait of Hormuz now by the Americans. Earlier, the American president said that no ships would be allowed to cross from either side. Then the CENTCOM came out and said that it's essentially only the Iranian ports, ships coming in and out of Iranian ports that will be blockaded. But considering that the threat to other maritime movements persist, even from the Iranian side and from reports that there are parts of the state have been mined. What is the government's reaction in terms of how long it might now take for traffic to normalize through the strait, despite this very fragile ceasefire being in place? Thank you.
Yeah, third row, fourth row, and then 166 at the back. 270, 220.
Good afternoon, Saptaparna Ghosh from The Hindu. Question to Dr. Qureshi. LPG supplies, they continue to be mired in some amount of uncertainty as yet. In that light, how are we, have we charted any way forward for our automobile industry so that their production is not affected, particularly component manufacturing, so that it is not affected? If you could please share some perspective on that. Thank you, sir.
Right, Aditi Mishra from RT India. So we have asked the questions about this US blockade and how many. I wanted to confirm as to how many Indian vessels are still, tankers are still stuck there, and also how is India planning to manage and navigate further?
Thank you for taking the questions. This is a question for the Ministry of Heavy Industries. Since India's auto sector is one of the leading consumers of crude oil and oil products, has there been any estimation or any analysis from the government side about whether this particular crisis at hand can become an impetus for alternative forms of energy, particularly electric vehicles, since the ministry deals with those? A second question, just to follow up on what some of my colleagues have asked, auto component manufacturers had requested assistance from the government in using alternative sources of energy which are more polluting. Is there any update on that front, whether this $110 billion market will be able to continue manufacturing?
66.
Sir, I am Deepak from Times of India. This question for Hanif sir. As you rightly said, we are preparing to ensure that there is energy security. So, diversification of fuel and vehicle energy has also been done. So, is there any? We have come to know that the ministry held some preliminary talk with industry bodies about increasing the ethanol blending beyond 20%. So, has there been any discussion started at the ministry level?
Thank you. Now we take the answers. Sujata, we begin with you.
Regarding the first question on the impact, especially with respect to energy security, I will like to tell that you will appreciate that we were taking a lot of energy from that area, whether it was crude, LPG or LNG. And then last around 45 days, we have tied over this situation with lot of efforts quite satisfactorily. So regarding crude, you already know that lot of diversification has already happened, and we take crude from more than 40 countries. So the arrangements have already been made. For LNG also, we have quite a comfortable situation. LPG also, I will like to tell you that the cargoes have been tied up. And it is, and precisely it is because of this we are able to maintain the steady supply to the domestic LPG consumers, and also slowly and steadily the supply of commercial LPG has also been increased up to 70%. But there is a pressure on LPG, and that's why repeated requests have been made to the consumers to shift to other available energy sources, PNG or electric cook stoves. So that's part one. Second is LPG, domestic LPG production is around 45 TMT. Earlier I told you around 46, 47, and in spite of shutdown of Naira, we are able to maintain it up to this level. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
We take response from Shipping Ministry.
So basically 2-3 questions were asked. First was So two or three questions were asked. First was that there is a confusion about the current status of Strait of Hormuz. So, and how many vessels are there? And then another question was, what is the status of the last 2 vessels which crossed? So, as we have already told number of times that we, in coordination with MEA, are putting our efforts to bring our vessels back, and as soon as it is possible to, for our vessels to sail from that Strait of Hormuz, those vessels will come back. As regard to number of vessels, at present, total Indian flagged and Indian owned vessels are 15 there, and last 2 vessels, which I can tell, Green Asha and Jag Vikram. Green Asha crossed on 5th of April, and it already reached to JNPT Mumbai on 9th of April, and Jag Vikram, that crossed on 11th of April, and it is expected to reach Kandla on 14th of April. Thank you. Yeah, actually, that is one thing. When a vessel crosses, then the port can be changed based on the requirement of the charter. Like some oil company is there, so it may happen that they may change their destination port, and it's a very normal kind of practice. Foreign flagged, 1 minute. Okay. Let others to take this question. Other questions, then I'll.
Hanif.
So the first question was about subsidies for electric three-wheelers. I'll clarify that there are two kinds of electric three-wheelers. One is the bigger ones, which are called L5. And there is a smaller one, which is the e-rickshaw or the e-cart. So we have seen the worldwide that subsidies reduce when the penetration of vehicles reaches more than, say, 20 to 30%. That means the industry is capable enough to go on its own. In case of the bigger three-wheelers, which are the L5, in India, about 33% of the sales of new vehicles are electric now. And therefore, the subsidies were stopped last year, which is 26 December 2025, the subsidies were stopped. However, for the smaller ones, which are the e-rickshaws and e-carts, that scheme was 2 years and it was ending on 31st March 2026. That has been extended by another 2 years and there are sufficient funds for it. The second question was about the electric two-wheelers. Under the PM E-Drive scheme, subsidy for electric two-wheelers was to last till 31st March. Now that has been extended by another 4 months till 31st July. So the subsidies will continue till 31st July 2026. The next question was about LPG supply to the component manufacturers. So I'll clarify that LPG is used in the component manufacturing industry, and the government is in touch with ACMA and the industry associations. And we are taking all measures to ensure that adequate supply is there along with the Ministry of Petroleum, and no serious shortages have been reported. In fact, if we look at the production figures of March, then about 15 to 16% increase in the production of vehicles has taken place in the month of March. The government has also advised the industry to use cleaner fuels like electric furnaces, PNG wherever available. The other question was regarding alternate fuels and the emphasis to electric vehicles. So, as I have earlier said, that apart from the Prime Minister's E-Drive scheme, which incentivizes electric vehicles, we also have the PLI Auto scheme, which is meant for the manufacturers. PM E-Drive gives incentives to the consumers upfront. So both these schemes continue, and along with the scheme to promote the manufacture of rare earth magnets, that will also improve the supply chain, and it will be a push towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. The other question was regarding ethanol blending. So the government is committed to use biofuels as far as possible, and E20, which means that 20% blending, has already taken place. So BIS has also said that plus minus 1% of blending can be there, so about 21% that much level can be there. There is also a program of flex fuels, and the industry has already come up with models which are compliant with flex fuel. So flex fuel means that from E20 to E85, the engines can take that blend without any degradation in performance. So we have seen development of four-wheelers as well as two-wheelers, which are capable of using flex fuels. So we are confident that the use of flex fuels will also grow. That will also ease the pressure on the import of the crude oil. Thank you.
Thank you, Randhirji.
I'll take two questions that were posed by Akhilesh and Sukalp. I'll combine both because both the questions are about the blockade. As we've said earlier as well, we are closely following the developments in the West Asia region. As we have continuously advocated earlier, de-escalation, dialogue and diplomacy are essential to bring an early end to the ongoing conflict. We expect that unimpeded freedom of navigation and global flow of commerce would prevail through the Strait of Hormuz. Thank you.
Question you have?
पश्चिम एशिया में चल रहे गतिविधियों पर हम अपनी नज़र रखे हुए हैं। जैसा कि हम लोगों ने पहले कहा है, उसको मैं फिर दोहराना चाहता हूँ कि संवाद, कूटनीति और डीएस्केलेशन के माध्यम से ही वहाँ पर चल रहे संघर्ष को जल्द से जल्द शांति के रुख, शांति की तरफ मोड़ा जा सकता है और इस संघर्ष को पर विराम लगाया जा सकता है। जैसा कि हमने पहले भी कहा था कि हमारी अपेक्षा है कि स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज़ के रास्ते नौ परिवहन का, आज़ाद नौ परिवहन और खुले व्यापार, वैश्विक व्यापार को बढ़ावा दिया जाएगा और इससे सब लोगों के बीच में समृद्धि आएगी। धन्यवाद।
मुकेश जी,
ये जो फॉरेन फ्लैग्ड वेसल का आपने मांगा था डिटेल, तो नॉर्मली जो ऑयल कंपनीज होती है वो बेसिकली अपना जो एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट है वो इंडियन फ्लैग्ड वेसल एज वेल एज फॉरेन फ्लैग्ड वेसल से पूरा करती हैं ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का। तो उसका डिटेल्स ये कमर्शियल, एक तो कमर्शियल इन्फॉर्मेशन है, प्लस ये कोई बहुत ज़्यादा ऑथेंटिक डेटा मैं दे नहीं पाऊंगा क्योंकि जो है जो एनर्जी कंपनियां हैं इंडिया की, वो कब अपना फिगर चेंज करें तो वो मेरे को ऑथेंटिक फिगर देना मुश्किल है। ओके, तो मैं इसको कल बता देते हैं। जया नहीं, उसका मेरे पास इंफॉर्मेशन।
Senthil, you'd like to add something? One more, 16.
This question, I think Sujata ma'am or Randhir sir, either of you can take. So the Russian oil waiver that the Americans had issued last month, we don't know whether it has been extended because there have been no reports. So A, if we have an understanding on whether it has been extended or not, and B, although we had been buying Russian oil and technically we would not really require a waiver per se, that's been the government's stance earlier, but the waiver also allowed the transportation of Russian oil on tankers that were sanctioned. Now, if the waiver is not extended, then the transportation on sanctioned tankers might get impacted, and that could lead to lower volumes of Russian oil coming in. If you know these two bits can be clarified. Thank you.
So you're asking a very technical question. Now, whether the waiver is to be rolled over or not. These are questions that the concerned government, if you take it to them, it's for them to answer. As far as we are concerned, I told you what are the imperatives on which we base our energy sourcing from abroad. So that is where we are on this.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, officers. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you.
Briefing on Wednesday next.
सीधा प्रसारण आप अंतर मंत्रालय प्रेस वार्ता का देख रहे थे, जहां पर सरकार के द्वारा अंतर मंत्रालय ग्रुप के द्वारा ये जानकारी दी गई कि इस समय देश में तेल गैस की आपूर्ति की क्या स्थिति है। जो जानकारी दी गई है उसके मुताबिक कहीं पर कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। 100% प्राकृतिक गैस की आपूर्ति की जा रही है। पूरा का पूरा 4 लाख से ज्यादा पीएनजी कनेक्शन, नए पीएनजी कनेक्शन दिए गए हैं और अब 99% लोग जो है वो ऑनलाइन बुकिंग कर रहे हैं। इसीलिए आपको कहीं पर भीड़ भाड़ भी अब दिखाई नहीं पड़ रही होगी, क्योंकि लोगों को अब भरोसा हो गया कि आपूर्ति बिल्कुल सामान्य है। और इस बीच में सरकार की कोशिश लगातार ये है कि आपूर्ति को बिल्कुल सामान्य रखा जाए। फिलहाल वक्त है एक ब्रेक का। ब्रेक के बाद जब लौटेंगे तब बात करेंगे इस वक्त की हेडलाइंस की और इस वक्त के एजेंडों की।
मेरी पसंद,
मेरी पसंद,
मेरी पसंद, मेरी पसंद,
हमारी पसंद।